trying, I can't keep lying right to myself. I've seen better days, I'm in a world I can't escape. Took me down a path I hate and left me broken. And you know you won't change, forever stuck up in your ways. When it burned the bricks we made, you tore it all down. We see better days. I lost that time, I can't get back. I lost it all, matter of fact. I wasted every second you were on my mind, babe. That's trauma that you can't unpack. The feeling so much worse than that. I gave the world and you just laughed without a smile, babe. You can't keep hiding behind the silence. I get caught in your violence, know you too well. There's no more fighting.
What is up, DigiNerds? It's your boy Inferno
and David.
You know what it is. We are here. It is that Digimon Podcast, guys. Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Took last week off just because I don't even know why, but we did. And now we're back.
Yes,
I think we just had some scheduling conflicts. I think that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
So anyway, we'll always start it out with our favorite topic, locals. This week we went to Pensacola and played with our boys down there, with DigiSean actually. So if you know DigiSean, and if you don't, go look at his content. He's got some of our matches up there. We had a couple of our Mobile guys go there and play with them. They have their own podcast and YouTube scene. So we don't have videos from this week, but we do have videos from last week that we'll be posting later this week, if that makes any sense. But again, we're going strong. We're playing Royal Knights still. This is my deck of choice for this format, and it's just my favorite deck in general. So I'll probably be on it for the next little bit. And but going first, we played round 1. I actually played against Inferno, and he unfortunately did not have a good time. He ended up playing Marcus Hybrid, and I got it 2-0. It was just heavily in my favor, unfortunately for him. I don't know, just Royal Knights is a little too explosive for him to handle with that deck. Then round 2, I actually ended up getting the pair down somehow, and I played against Ben, and Ben was playing Yellow Vaccine, and he's actually really good. I met Ben when we went to Nationals, and that was a lot of fun. So if Ben ever watches this, shout out to you, Ben. You're a real one. And he played Yellow Vaccine, and we actually had some good games, but I ended up getting it, I think 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. He did game 1. I took him by surprise with the Royal Knights, and kind of took over game 2. He changed how his strategy, his gameplay, kind of played it a little bit more rush style, and then he ended up getting it. And then game 3 was just a really good match, and he was playing a little bit more aggressive, but not seeing all of his pieces to play aggressively. And then I just kind of controlled the board and took it over, and got that win. And then this is kind of where it goes south. Round 3, round 3, I play our boy Tyler, who for some reason isn't here tonight. and he was playing. He was actually on Numamon this week. He was trying it out as a potential deck for his regional run, and unfortunately, game one. Actually, it's both games. Game one, I had a 15 cost reduction for Omnimon, but guess what card we never saw? Omnimon. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens like that, and I just couldn't. He was swarming the board. I was clearing the board. I was dealing with everything, and then I just didn't have my win button. And I wasn't seeing enough purges and stuff to be able to just swoop out as his security, give my guys rush. So unfortunately, he got game one, and if I would have just seen Omnimon there, I would have had it. Game two, the exact same story, except that I didn't necessarily have a 15 cost reduction. It didn't go on that long, but I had enough to where I could have played Omnimon and won had I just seen him at all. So it was very sad that Omnimon eluded me 2 games in a row. I've actually never had it happen 2 games in a row. I've had it happen in a single game, and more importantly, like an important game that cost me a match before. But I've never had it happen 2 games in a row, which is kind of sad because I definitely could have had the win had I just seen Omnimon. It just kind of sucks. But anyway, Tyler still played the deck pretty well, even though he's still new with it. Played it good. Um, no faults there. It was a good match either way. Just I I'm just sad I didn't see Omnimon because we like to win around here. And then and then round four, I played against Chris, our other Mobile guy. I only got to play one of their Pensacola guys. It's like, golly, I could have just stayed home. No, I'm
True.
just kidding. I would never stay home when there's Digimon to be played. Yeah, our locals is actually holding a what was it, a Comic Con or some sort of con this weekend,
Yeah.
and so we didn't go because they weren't holding a local, so we went Friday night and played in Digishan's. And anyway, so I played Chris round four, one of our Mobile guys, and he's back on his Blue Flare shenanigans. And unfortunately, Blue Flare is just an auto loss for Royal Knight, so he ended up getting it again 2-0. Like the games weren't even good; they weren't even close. He just steamrolled me, just stunned my guys because I can't block, and then just security attack +1, and we're sad because we don't have any way to pop tamers. So we can pop the Digimon, but the next turn he's just gonna play it again and do the exact same thing. So anyway, he stunned my guys and just steamrolled me. Games were not even close. It didn't have any security bombs, so kind of sad. So I think Inferno, who did better than me, is actually gonna go now.
Yeah. So as I said before, I played Marcus Hybrid, which is essentially Yellow Hybrid, but with Marcus, and then a lot of recovery as well as security bomb. So it's like a faster security control, and it definitely revolves all around deep deletion. There's a few pop cards, but for the most part, you're deep deletion. Everything down. So he's able to control the board while being aggressive. I really liked it. Obviously first round playing against David. That round, yeah, it literally it just feels really really hard. Because Royal Knights is playing with megas, the level 6s, and then I'm having to throw out like they're paying him for so cheap, so it's like he's giving me like 2 memory. Even if I get a whole bunch of memory, right? It's like, dang, I don't want to give him a lot of memory, and he's playing them for so cheap, and it takes a whole removal card to remove one of them. While like a lot of the times, like they have so many blockers that like okay, it's like, well, I would swing, but he's gonna block it, so I have to play a mover card first, and then it just ruins your tempo because you're not able to swing with your low end. So very very hard matchup. We lost that round. Second round, we ended up playing against.
It only gets better from here.
It does. We played against a very good matchup for us. If I remember correctly, it was I think it was War Greymon. The guy ended up bricking. Poor guy, Brick Greymon. As he went in first, I think it was I believe it was 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 him. Um, First round, I mean, he had the protection, but I mean, DP deletion is so good, bro. He was running the he wasn't running the one of I mean the one cost. He wasn't running that Metal Greymon. He was running the red, just the pure red Metal Greymon X anybody. So he had no way to stop me from DP deleting him. And then obviously my blowout card was just really good against his deck. Um, so that match felt pretty easy in the game. I think the second game we went in, like after being the first game. Second game, I mean, he just started off, he was like, all right, Metal Gray for 7. Like, oh dang. Oh, like that. Oh, it's like that. So yeah, poor guy.
Mm.
Then my next game was another good matchup for me. It was Rosemon, or I guess he had the Rosemon high end. His Blue Lord Rosemon. He was using the Yoshino package instead of the Mimi package. So yeah, I mean, and that game, I think I want to, if I remember correctly, I also 2-0 to him. That was kind of close though. Unfortunately, he actually could have beat me, but he wasn't running Quartzmon. He opted into the Rosemon Burst mode.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so no Quartzmon in that game. In those games, he just had a hard time dealing with my aggression and my DP. Because I was like popping his board. Although it was 2-1. I remember now. Because one game he literally went. I kid you not, he went like 6 wide. I was like, dang, with like 3 blue boards. I was like, oh, okay, it's like that,
Ooh,
huh?
that's a little scary.
It's like that, I mean, the rest of the games, I mean, he just had a hard time. He had a Quartz Mommy, but like, what? It's so hard actually against that deck. Is like, he looks at my security. He's like, man, I don't want to leave these tamers in here, but I also want to take out the blog card. And they're like 2 blog cards. He's like, man, I guess we take out one of the option cards. So yeah, take that one of the option cards, and it's just because so he's not it's like just the Quartz Mon's affected, but I'm like popping everything else on the board. So he's like, oh, well, not equipment, but the Quantumon. So he's like, well, I have a Quantumon at least, but just not anything else on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up calling it wrong because the next card was just a tamer. And it's really hard to do Quantumon me. And then I Quantumon him back. He was like, oh, it's like that. I was like, yeah, it's like that.
He didn't expect you to be running Quantumon.
Yeah, with that Quantumon. So we end up that was 2-1ing that guy. That was round 3, and then round 4 we end up playing as Digishon. He was playing Doorbrick, OTK.
Doorbrick, yeah, you're right. It bricks.
It does brick. I remember round, I think, turn the first. I want to say he won the first one. I just had no idea what he was playing at first or how I play around it. So the first game, he fucking Ragnarlord me the first game. I said, what?
Yeah,
the
Ragnarlord.
Yeah,
the Ragnarlord is real in that deck.
What did you say? I was like, what did you say?
If you can Ragnarlord somebody, you're more than likely gonna win.
Yeah. So we lost the first game. The second game, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pop your big bodies. I was like, that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing today. There was a couple of times he just had to Dorbrick Mon and pass turn. Like he couldn't Dorkmon keep turn. There was a couple turns just because of how much pressure I was on the board. And yeah. Security's also, my security bomb's big. There's I'm trying to think of the red. There's a red option card that came out, I think, in EX4 that is so good in red decks. But I think if you're not running that, I think if you're running Gaia Force over that card, I think you're just wrong.
Oh, Trident Gaia?
Yeah, I think Trident Gaia is just so good. It came up so many times. Like literally, I think I'm running 3 in that deck, and like every time I saw a security, it was popping a big body, and I was trashing a security. And I was like, I just sped up the game so much. On my side, it just makes my hybrid. It just makes the play so much better.
Mm-hmm.
So that I ended up both those next 2 games, I just focused around clearing his guy. and building up a strong foundation and swinging very fast. It ended up working. So ended up 2-1ing him, and we ended up going 3-1. Like, yeah. Everyone from our tournament, everyone from our local, that brought top stuff for David.
Yeah, except for me. I had to play every single one of you though.
You sure do.
I'm the only one that had to do that. That's funny. But yeah, no, yeah, I think I'm drawing a blank on his name. I think it was Brandon. I think that's his name.
Mhm.
Got first.
I think so.
I think his name is Brandon. I feel bad for not remembering. Uh, he was playing Lugamon. He took first place, and then Chris ended up getting second place. I think Dante, did you get third or fourth?
I got fourth.
You got fourth. Okay, so then Tyler got third, and he was playing, like I said, the Numamon deck, and then Inferno got fourth, and so it's kind of funny that we went over there and just swarmed them. I don't think they were ready for us. Plus, I don't think they were all playing super meta heavy decks.
Well, I
To be
mean,
completely honest.
what, we went into a Bloom Lord, a yellow vaccine, there was also the yellow vaccine. Yeah, yellow vaccine. Fenrir, obviously a meta deck.
Yeah, that's a meta deck for sure.
I mean, no, there was definitely meta decks there.
Okay.
I don't know about the Bilberg one, but I do know the ones we just named were all good meta decks.
True. All right. Kind of switch topics now. Kind of talk about regionals and kind of what's been happening, and our take on how we're preparing for our regional run, and how to kind of prepare for a regional run. What kind of, and our insight and thought process to what we're doing, how and what you can do to maybe help yourself get prepared for this upcoming regional stretch, so you can get your invite to nationals, and hopefully, and if you're topping, gets that serialized Omnimon card, which I think everyone is dying to get this year. Uh, Everyone wants the serialized Omnimon, and that thing, when it's going to be stupid amount of money. Like, this is the best support that they've given us for in a long time. So kind of excited about that. So we've kind of just been play testing just about every deck in the format. I would say. I think between the both of us, we've at least got our hands on and played most of the top decks this format, and we've been playing against them. We've been just theory building, theory crafting, and then just talking about matchups, and for not only our specific deck, but just other decks as well. Like, what decks are going to be good in this format, what decks have potential to be good, and our some of the big things that we look at is, if you look at Eggman's website, he posts the regionals that have kind of released. I know on the core TCG one, Inferno actually played in this one. He didn't top, but he played in it.
Yeah, I went 5-3.
Kind of describe that experience.
Yeah, I was online regional. I went 5-3. I played Black War Greymon X. So not too bad. Yeah, 1-1 away from topping. My matchups are really good. So now let's talk about the thought process here, right? In preparing for the regional, I think there's two big thought processes you think about, right? It's, am I going to play the meta, or am I going to play a counter to the meta, right? I think that's your best two. And then, or the third one is like, am I going to play what I like, what's fun and what I like, right? You have always those players that play what's fun, like me when I played Mastermind in my first regional. So
terrible choice.
Anyway, so my thought process was bringing Black Ogre X. I was like, man, what are the best decks in the format right now, right? Are any of them really Tamer reliant? Well, and then also, what do people online like to do, right? If you think about it, when you're online, a lot of times you just try to play your games as fast as possible because you're sitting at home.
Yeah, it's also just not really a regional. It's more like a mini nationals.
Yeah,
To be completely honest.
I would say more people. You're like more likely to see red hybrid online than you are in person. Like the number of them.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
that being said, I said, okay, well, Black or Gray is definitely getting us that right. Um, it actually when I played 2 red hybrids that day and I 2-0 both of them with ease. It's actually just a free win. Um, then I thought, okay, well, what else is really good and what else is everyone playing? Security control. I was like, Black or Gray destroys security control, like absolutely destroys. I said you can pop purple sources out every time, so it makes a lot of their dual color like caster grade dead in their hand, um, as well as being able to protect yourself from DP reduction and having just a deletion protection, as well as being able to trash cards from security, and also Yuya, which I play 2 of, to just completely be protected on their turn. So yeah, I was like this is a great pick. This is a pick for me for that. The Fenrir matchup is actually a little bit hard, but it's definitely winnable if you play correctly. And then I guess even the other top decks, right? A lot of the other top decks they all use tamers. Any blue deck is going to be tamer reliant, right? So all your big blue ones is going to destroy those. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of what my thought process there, and it went really well. Again, 5-3, 1 win from. I actually misplayed my last game. That's definitely why I 100% lost. I lost against that. I actually lost against Wargrave, the person that top forward that Wargrave. I lost against him round 2, and I think that was a big. That was an unfortunate match to run into because
Yeah,
I think I just lose against that one.
yeah, that guy got third place.
Yeah, and and apparently he's been playing that deck for a very long time. So he definitely did the matchup better than I do.
Yeah, I would say so. And kind of looking at this pie chart, or we'll kind of just guess it. In that specific top 16, there were 4 Numamons, 4 Levi X, yeah, and then everything else was a one of. You had 1 Red Hybrid, 1 Lilithmon, which is actually pretty surprising. The 1 Greymon, it's War Gray, the 1 Lugamon, the 1 Marcus Hybrid, the 1 Gaomon, the 1 Yellow Vaccine, and the 1 Bilzamon, which is also actually a little surprising as well. Uh, I only say it's surprising just because Bilzamon has a little bit harder matchup against some of these other decks. And so for it to have topped is actually a pretty good feat. Not saying the deck's bad, it just doesn't have great matchups this format.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%.
Yeah, because the deck obviously is still good. I mean, someone just top 16 with it, but it's he must have been, one, playing out of his mind, and two, got some really good matchups, some good pairings for his matches. So kudos to him for sure. And the Lilithmon, how this person even made it to the top, I don't even know. That's crazy. That's wild to me. And the fact that he got second place,
Just taking a look. I
second place,
mean, he was just
second place.
he was playing solitaire. That's what he was doing. Sometimes
That's exactly right.
you just win playing solitaire. Sometimes you know.
Like, it's wild. Just the fact that he took it at one, obviously, congratulations for sure. Like, holy crap. Like, the fact that he made it that far and did so good, you know,
This
that
build,
says something.
this build is good. This build is. I mean, it has answers. He has 2 ruin modes. Really good.
Yeah, 2 ruin modes.
He has Creepymon in here. I don't necessarily like Creepymon, but I understand it. I think
He's running that one searcher as well.
yeah,
The
that's
white
also
searcher,
interesting.
that's interesting. That's an interesting card.
Well, I understand why too, though, because he's running the one searcher for the Alice McCoy, so he can
Hmm.
use it to pop it. It's a free, it's a 1-drop pop, which makes life really easy for him. So I
Yeah,
understand it. I definitely understand it.
and
Um,
then I mean, he also gets to draw a card on play. So I mean,
yeah,
it's a That's a it's a good tech card, to say the least, especially as a one of.
and double robbers
I
barrage. There we
mean,
go.
yep. The deck's very interesting, but you really got to know this deck in and out to be able to take it to a top 16 in a regional. Like,
He's second place. Yeah, man.
especially second place. Like, golly, because this format is all rush you down and whatnot, and the fact that this deck does require a little bit of setup. So the fact that he was able to get it done is kind of wild. Definitely kudos
Yeah, I will
for
say
sure.
the deck probably has a really good matchup into the Biomon X. Because I mean,
Interesting. That may be why he did so well.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
just a good meta call,
if we think
I
about it,
guess.
if we really think about it, I mean, the Biomon X is trashing so much. So you're going to like they're just helping you do your win kind of middle out, and you're okay
That's
with
pretty
that.
fair. That's pretty fair.
I mean, Leviathan on its like on their first push out are probably going to mill themselves at least 10 cards, and you're just like, cool. You just I think the deck's going, bro. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, congratulations to that guy for sure. And then you can kind of see a shift of things, because the next one was that same weekend. This is the Raiden Trades March Online Regional.
Yep.
It's kind of different. Uh, the top chart we had 4 red hybrid this time, still 4 Numamon. So Numamon showing that it's still a very strong deck this format. It's definitely if you're thinking about if you need a top, and you just want a top, Numamon may be the way to go. It's showing consistent numbers. Leviamon X, there were 2 of it. There were 2 Lugamon, 1 Gallantmon, which is kind of crazy. Another 1 Marcus Hybrid, 1 Davas, and 1 Yellow Vaccine. So a couple of the same decks in there, a couple new ones. More Red Hybrid for sure in this top 16. And taking first place was actually Gallantmon over here.
Woo!
I know Inferno loves this deck and is glad that it is getting some love and support from other people too. And the fact that someone took it to a first place win, like he played lights out.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
be real.
his build's very solid. I mean, 2-2-2 ratio for sixes, and a Mega Dramon, which is actually interesting. Um, 1 Grab Crush, all makes sense. I like that he threw he actually went the Digimon that gives you 1k DP max, and then also the X antibody that gives you 1k DP max. So a lot of times his wind evolving effects are probably popping for around like 8Ks or less, which is actually really hits a lot of things.
Hmm.
So I thought
Yeah.
really good.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then obviously the goated 2 Crimson Blaze for sure. That card is goated.
Mm-hmm.
Just Lugamon, you can't play your turn out. Leviamon, you can't play your turn out. So it's kind of gross. It shuts down those purple decks. If you hate purple, play something red.
True.
and and throw Crimson Blaze in there. If you don't, if you're tired of Numamon and Levia X and Finry, just play a red deck and throw Crimson Blaze in there, and you'll literally watch your opponent cry because they'll be like, I can't play the game, and they'll cry. They'll cry right in front of you.
That's what Dave likes
They'll
to
be
do.
like, that's exactly what I like to do. I have it in my Royal Knights build.
Don't tell him the spice, David.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, I won't tell them the spice. But it's a good card. That's all you should know.
True.
If you're gonna play anything that can play red, Crimson Blaze, goated this format. Goated last format too. But anyway, so slightly different. Gallantmon got first. Red Hybrid got second. Then third place Levia X, and fourth place Numamon, and fifth place was that Marcus Hybrid. Uh, Marcus Hybrid is just popping up. It's an interesting deck. It did well at the North American one. Now it's doing well at this Raiden trade. I don't know who this is.
European.
European. Okay, European. I didn't know who it was. I just knew it wasn't North America. And so it's a very interesting deck. It's kind of I like kind of what it does. It's plays those marks. It plays a little shine gray, but yellow hybrid, and runs the Venus Mons. So it's very control slash I'm gonna DP reduce you into the ground, and then just do some chip damage here and there, and then my Marcus is also still gonna punch you.
Yeah, it definitely is interesting. And then also just the amount of just the sheer number of security bombs you can run. And the deck is just it doesn't feel clunky either. Like for some reason, and this isn't the build. I actually run my build is closer to the build from the North American one. I'll show on site here real quick. Where I think you know running the Ukamon package is so good. I like this build a lot better. But I mean, just the sheer number of like delete buttons you have, and you can run so many, and they're so good. Like Heaven Judgment, wild. Like in this deck,
Oh, for sure.
you can Heaven Judgment. Actually, it happened during the locals. I had the Quantumon and the Ukamon on board, and I had to judge them. I had to judgment them. I think also like an Agumon. So I mean, literally, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So I procced Heaven Judgment 5 times essentially.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it can happen. It comes up. Trying Gaian. I love this card. I run a lot more than one in my deck. It's wildin'. The Sunrise Buster broken. Sunrise Shining Blast. I run that as well. In the long key, wildin'. So it's fast. You have the Ukamon. You run a lot of Ukamons for your speed. If you're bricking, you just go into a hybrid into one of your tamers, right? You use TK Dakashi over and over again to end turn just to keep grabbing your good monsters and putting in these wall cards. And then Death and Shine. I mean, they're still cards, and you run so many. You run a lot of the aces too. So you know how many turns, and like non exaggeration, right? You know how many turns that if you have one to Kara and Kamiya, your Tai Kamar Kamiya, and one TK Takashi or one memory setter, you go to 4 every turn or 5. You drop Angelmon or Magna Angelmon, keep you do something, and then go into your 6s, and you just in turn and you look at the person like, okay, what do you do? What do you do? I just beat spawned you. What do you do? Or I just quantumed you. What do you do?
Yeah.
Or and a lot of times you could just push up, swing with your hybrid and just have it, just leave it on board for it to be ace the next turn because you were able to lower the security DP with your Tai Kamiya and Kara Kamiya. So it's actually, again, this Dex is wildin'. Dex is wildin', okay? And free my girl Jess Sophie. Anyway.
No. I mean, she probably can't come off, to be completely honest.
And real quick, I just want to talk about my yellow vaccine. That is actually, it did well. It's interesting. They actually have an interesting list. They run the Wizardmon from BT15, the yellow purple, the blocker. They run that, pretty interesting. They have the Ace as their 5, their 5s, which I tried before. It feels really bad when people keep popping your aces. It really does. I mean, but what I want to talk about is actually MVP card right now that people are taking into all their decks because of the format, and that is Omnimon Merciful Mode. Guys, if your deck can run that,
oh my gosh, that card is so good.
Yes, if it can run this, guys, you should probably run it. I'm not gonna lie to you. This comes up. The meta is wilding right now, but this destroys the meta. And when I say destroy the meta, I simply mean Leviathan. Leviathan has the hardest time when you put 10 of their cards back to their deck from their trash.
Oh, for sure. For sure. They're like, oh, you want to use your Leviathans and your 7th Lightnings? How about no?
And you get to pop something. So it's like, it's just so good. You're able to pop a Digimon, return all of their important cards to the bottom of the deck, and you just look at them and go, "All right, your turn." So I mean, if you can run it, you run it, guys. I can't trust enough. I mean, I almost thought about running it in my my Marcus Hybrid deck just because it just makes sense. I mean, it just makes sense, guys. Win your matchups, okay? Taking cards to win your matchups. That is going to win you a matchup against Fenrir. Is going to win you against Fenrir. Is going to win you against that, right? Both those decks. Against sorry, I said Fenrir and Lugamon. No, not Lugamon. That's part of it.
Fenrir is Lugamon.
Yeah, that's the Fenrir is Lugamon.
Silly
Viamon,
Billy,
sorry.
Via.
Yeah, it will win you those matchups hands down. Okay, any purple deck is going to cry when you do that. So,
Oh, for sure. You're taking away the pieces that they need.
yeah, and Numamon too. Numamon wants to play from his trash. So, yeah, I'm just saying.
I think that's a card people aren't really utilizing this format, and I think they should be.
Yeah, I think that'll win you matchup. So throw it in your deck, guys. I don't care what if your deck has if your level 6 is in your deck,
play it.
Yeah, if your level 6 in your deck are red, blue, yellow, or green, you should be playing it. Or if you run Omnimon, obviously, play it.
If you have the ability to play it in your deck, you should probably play it in your deck. Let's be honest. Let's be real with ourselves.
We are being real diggity with ourselves.
So let's see what else stood out here. Not really much. I mean, the one Davis, that's interesting. It's a decent deck. I think it still has a little bit of lackluster, in my opinion. But I think it's still good. Plays kind of similarly to Royal Knights, but if it sees Royal Knights, it's an auto loss. Because Royal Knights just steamrolls this deck. To be completely honest, the matchup is just gross. You're gonna give me 7 memory. Okay, you're gonna cry.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a level 5 out there, I can easily remove that. Oh, you're gonna put an ace out there? Even better. I just can remove you and keep turn. Okay, that's cool. And can do something else.
And probably play another 6 for the full cost and only give you 3 memory. Yeah, because you're giving me so much memory. Yeah, it's wild. It is dirty.
It's dirty. It's just dirty. And so I think it's an alright deck. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
All right, so now I haven't looked at any of these other.
Yeah, the one that just happened, the Latam March regionals just happened. Mirage Galgamon took that one actually. Interestingly enough, Deva's top 4, Numamon also top 4. That one I have it on the screen here, guys. One red hybrid, one blue Lorm, one Metal Garurumon, so Melga got a top. One Mega Zoo. I'm pretty sure that's the
That's the
Omnimon thing where you go.
Yeah, the Omni Turbo with
the
Dark Masters.
Oh no, yeah, Dark Masters. Yeah,
Pokemon. Yeah, no, you're right. It's the Dark Masters bottom end with the Pokemon 1 of.
Yeah. We got one Yellow Vaccine, one Davas, 2 Lugamon, 2 Levia, 2 Shine Greymon. That's actually a deck that's still good this format. Really good this format actually. It's always just really good.
Still definitely really good for
2
sure.
Numamon and then the 2 Mirages. So the fact that Mirage got that one, right? The winner of Mirage won, and then the top 4 was another Mirage player. So there's 2 Mirages in the top 4. I'll tell you something. I mean, Mirage, good deck.
Yeah. I definitely am surprised that Mirage didn't top in the other 2. Which is kind of interesting that we were looking at that it didn't really do as well. I think Mirage is a really good deck this format, and obviously shows.
I'm very, very surprised to seeing is a Bloomlord list. I'm gonna pull that up here right here, guys. The Bloomlord, I mean, there's so much mass removal, DP removal in the meta right now.
Yeah, I mean, Bloomlord, it can swarm the board and it can do a lot, but at the same time, like, it's got all the support, yet everything just feels better than Bloom. You know what I'm saying?
I would 100% agree with that. Now this guy's cooking.
Wow, he is cooking. He's got the one Chimeramon in there.
Cooking.
But wow, it actually, now that I think about it, now that I see it, it makes a lot of sense because you're suspending a lot of your stuff, and it allows you to suspend your stuff and then DNA into him so you can unsuspend and get that final swing for game. Because I've had times where I've needed to I've been in that exact situation where I've had like 2 level 4s or something like that that are just suspended that could have attacked, but I'd rather just suspend them for Bloom Lord so
Oh
that
my
I can
god.
get just about all the swings off, and then I'm like 1 swing short. And now you can Chimeramon with those 2 green level 4s, unsuspend, swing for game.
Yeah.
That's kind of
No,
cheeky.
no, no. They went even more. You can unsuspend, swing, and then Bloom Lord on top of the Chimeramon and swing again. Oh, holy!
Bloom Lord can't Digivolve on top of him.
Yeah, no, because remember, Chimeramon it gains the colors of its Digivolution cards.
Oh, that's right. I did forget about that.
Oh my god! Oh wait, that's
That is a little
dirty.
dirty.
Oh,
That is a little dirty. Oh my gosh.
that's disgusting. Oh snap. Okay, I see
This
you.
guy was I see it. Holy smokes. I
Okay.
think it's also funny that he's playing 3 Quartzmons.
No, I mean makes sense.
3.
Hey.
That's wild. 3? 3. 3 Quartzmons. Oh my gosh.
He said, "No, thank you, Red Hybrid. Get out of here, Quartz. Get Quartz."
Like, dang. So, for my personal list, this is golly.
This looks
It's
wild.
only like
Oh.
3 cards different. He's playing. I'm not playing the Chimeramon at all. I'm running 3 of that BT. I think 13. Sorry, the BT 14 Palmon. That when the start of main gives something on your opponent's turn when suspended, lose 2 memory.
He's just running
I'm
other
playing
ones.
3 of that guy. Yeah, I'm running 3 of him. He's only running 2, and then took one of them out, took that extra copy out for the Chimera, looks like, and then I'm not only running the Pamumon, the Floodgate, I'm also running the 1 Terriermon, because people like to gain memory this format, and so that's in my list, and it looks like he took that out for the extra Quartzmon, and then I'm running one other different card than him. I don't remember exactly what it is because I'm not running 2 Cherrymons. He's got some things.
I'm doing things.
Oh, I see what he did. I'm running the Blossommon, and he elected to run 2 Cherrymons. That's right. I see what he's doing. Still the same level. Just it's interesting that he elected to go with the 2 Cherrymons instead of the 1 Blossommon, because Blossommon just digivolves for free. Cherrymon you have to digivolve for 1, or Digizord for 1.
But I think he likes
So
this.
it's rather
The
interesting.
switch attack is probably really important to him.
Yeah, especially if they're gonna like swing over Quantumon or Bloom Lord to try and get that away. But yeah, overall that's a solid list. That Chimeramon, I never would have thought to put Chimeramon and Bloom Lord, to be completely honest.
Man, that man was cooking for a while there. He said, "Wait a second."
He's cooking.
He took all the cards. Said, "Wait a second."
It makes so much sense now that I see it in there.
Yeah, Fenrir
Like,
who?
oh my gosh. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild for sure. But let's see, any other interesting? Oh yeah, the Mega Zoo. That's
Oh
an
yeah,
interesting, because I didn't think that deck was good until even remotely good till next format. But let's see here.
oh my
What's he looking like?
god,
Yeah, he's got 3. Oh, I see why. I see why he did so well.
he's cooking. He's
He is
cooking.
cooking. He's got 3 of the Mega Gargamon Ace, which I haven't thought to use in this, and I'm surprised he's not running more merciful modes. But this is an interesting list. I think that the Mega Gargamon Ace is what really puts it over the top on why I can see why it did good. Because you do have a lot of decks this format that are utilizing those tamers, and he just says no, and you can't digivolve.
Not to mention Sword Defeat the card, guys. You didn't know it.
Yeah,
Sword Defeat is a card, and it is good.
it's scary when you see this card come out of their security. Let's be honest.
Yes, yes. Every time.
Is that's scary. It's like, oh, you're not gonna do battle with it, but it's gonna play itself out, and just so you know, it's gonna delete something when it dies.
And I like how all his high end for six. Like I like how many. What he's only running what 4 8 12, or not 4 8 12 16 16 fives here. So everything else is the regular sixes that are okay. He's running a lot of the really good sixes that Machine Dramon, is it a Machine Dramon and that Piedmon, and then just the aces, bro, just all the aces. So okay, like I see him cooking. I see him cooking. I understand. Um, we're in this. We're in this. Yeah, we cook like
Yeah,
this.
no. I wish I could cook like that.
Yeah,
Jeez, that's wild. Because all those Dark Masters ones, those level sixes at the bottom, they all can just. That's how you get into your Omnis. The Omni Zord, Omni Defeat, and the Merciful mode, and then even the Pokemon. They just like they can only Digivolve into the white Digimon. Like that's crazy.
so yeah, this is wildin', but I like it. I likes it, and we have a friend that's actually playing this deck, and I'm gonna send him this deck list because probably like um
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of funny that it did good.
impressed. Um,
And then there's one more of the BT15 March Sydney regionals, the TAC one.
like
Let's see. Oh my gosh. No way. 4 sovereigns took first place. No
three,
way.
four sovereigns in this, by the way.
3 4 sovereigns, 3 red hybrids, 3 Levia X, 1 Mega Gargamon. That's interesting. 1 Alphamon. Oh my gosh. The 1 Machine Germon. Oh my goodness. Armor. Only 1 Numamon. Wow. 1 Shine Gray and 1 Galgamon. This is what in the world happened on this
If you
regional.
said we were in a tier zero format, you're wrong. That's all I gotta say.
This is just so diverse.
Yes.
Like each one of these regionals has been so diverse. Oh my gosh, and their metas. And 4 sovereigns. I gotta look at this first place list.
For
This
me,
man's obviously cooking.
I think I feel like all the four sovereign decks are pretty similar, right? It's really hard to tech for four sovereigns because you're just running sovereigns, right? You're running sovereigns. He had the Jin Eye.
Actually, the Jedi, that's actually pretty spicy. I see why he did so well because no one is running 4 Antilamon, and that makes sense. Uh, just he's going for the Antilamon play.
I feel like that's
He's
just
going for
correct though. I mean, I feel like you
yeah.
should run.
He's going for the I'm going to alliance you to you die. That's the play he's going for. I'm going to alliance you to death. I'm making sure I'm seeing my Antilamon because I'm just gonna pull out my Mother D Reaper at the beginning of the game, and then I'm just gonna swing at you at a stupid amount of DP 2 checks every turn. Like that's wild. And then Fang Long himself is disgusting. Uh, And then it's interesting. I mean, the aces, the ratios are interesting. His bottom end, other than the Antilamon, is pretty normal for most of these decks. Uh, what's interesting to see is that he's not running either Ruin mode or Merciful mode. To be completely honest, that's an interesting choice not to have those cards in there. I guess he decided that the aces were enough and Fanglong was enough, plus the 4 Antilamon. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. It worked out for him.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the other lists here. One of the other lists are running some interesting cards. One that has Deathlex and Merciful mode. They run a 4 analog queue. Yeah, but I'm seeing that.
This
uh,
guy's running 2 Gazis and 3
this guy's
Ukamon.
running a hero. Okay, and
This is
2 Crimson Blazes.
and that he's not even running. What is this man doing? He's not running the Antilamon. This this guy's got a spicy list. They got third place with 4 sovereigns.
Mm-hmm.
He's running the
Ukomon.
Demi Marimon egg from BT15. He's running.
Ah.
He's running two. He is running two Antillamon. What? But he's not running the white egg, Mother D. That's crazy.
Running
But yeah,
Ukomon
Merciful Mode,
Gazamon.
Death X, two Mega Gargamon Aces. That's interesting.
Hey, they just don't care, bro. Hey, you run something. You run
I
a
guess.
green
I mean,
bottom. You ran a green bottom. You're
you
if you're
you
running
got
it.
green and black. Green and black level 5s.
Yeah,
I
no, every
makes
time.
sense.
Every time.
I guess makes sense. That card's Mega Gargamon Ace is disgusting. Now that I see it here, I may want to run it in mine. Not gonna lie. I think that's an interesting tech choice. That's good.
I think it's correct.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's good.
This card is
That's
broken.
good.
This card is broken. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
This card
And
is just wild.
the merciful mode definitely makes sense.
Yes.
Definitely makes sense. I mean,
Yes.
it is purple killer. Death X makes sense. Everything's going wide.
And
Pop wide removal.
the best part for the merciful mode is that it pops, and then on your next turn you're gonna get rid of it. So you're gonna go back to having a 4 sovereign on board. So when you do your bang along play, you'll have another 4 sovereign on board. So yeah, I mean, it just makes sense to have merciful mode, to be honest.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But yeah, wow, that's it's interesting. I like that guy's tech of the Genii. I think that's also pretty good because it allows you to. It's essentially like a Mimi. You suspend it and you can bring out your level 5. One of your turn when an opponent's level 5 or higher attacks by spinning this tamer. Move one of your Digimon from the breeding area to your battle area. Like that's spicy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just
It just
basically just
allows
lets
you
you
to
to do
have
your ace plays. Yeah.
Yeah, allows you to while they're attacking. Okay, I'm now gonna affect here. So it's I believe still during the when attacking
Yep.
uh
So it has not entered.
effects. So it hasn't gone to the ace timing yet. So you're gonna pull out the what is that?
With what?
I don't know what I'm hearing right now. Anyway, sorry, there was something going on in my headset. Didn't know where it was coming from. Had to close everything out. But yeah, no, it just makes so much sense to be able to do that. You're keeping it protected on their turn, so they can't even remove it. And then all of a sudden, all right, now that your when attacking effects are over, I'm gonna push this out, and now I'm gonna ace you.
Yeah, I think that's correct. That is a good way to play it. If you're gonna, definitely if you have that. These decks, these people are cooking, bro. People that are topping are cookers. I don't. I mean, I'm just obviously I'm just not in the kitchen enough.
They've been in the kitchen a lot.
Yeah, like
I mean, look at this, Alphamon. Alphamon made it. Like this deck was not even on my radar for this format.
yeah, that
Like,
is
what is he doing? It just looks like a standard. It looks like a standard Alphamon list.
There must be something around that we don't understand. I know not being able. I know they have protection from deep deletion.
The Kongu is a little different. Not everyone runs Kongu in theirs, which Kongu is actually pretty good this format. I'm not gonna lie, because you do have Numamon and even
True.
not really Leviamon, but
Yellow
what
hybrid.
are the
Yellow hybrid.
Yellow hybrid. Uh,
And red hybrid even, right? Because they're going to swing with lots of little guys.
yeah, red hybrid, and whatchamacallit. There's a deck I'm specifically thinking of.
I have no idea.
I'm drawing a blank. Oh, the Lugamon. It's got the when it's trying to swing for game, it's gonna bring out all those little bodies to try and kill you to do the final damage with.
Yeah, I
Like
think
the Black Goddess.
it has to be because they can't be DP
And
reduced. So with a lot of DP reduction right now going on, can't be DP reduced. So they're pretty happy about that. And then they're just a big boy. I mean, Alphamon, like this Alphamon's a big boy.
I mean, the BT13 Alphamon just
Yeah.
says no. You're not doing anything.
100%.
Says no to Leviamon. Says no to Lugamon. He just says no.
Has good
He
protection.
says no to Devas. He just says no.
He just says no.
Which makes sense. And then the Oryukin is just disgusting as always. And just this deck is wild. This guy's cooking. He's still playing 4 Cool Boys. I know a lot of people are not playing Cool Boys anymore, really. But he's playing the 4 Cool Boys still, which is still good. That's interesting. And the 1 X antibody protoform makes sense. Just when it does die, recover. I mean, that's pretty good. Be able to grab it, something that you need back, because that's always one of Alphamon's problems, that if their stack does die, it takes them so long to build back up sometimes because they're missing some pieces.
Yeah. And
Let's see. Oh, Machine Dramon. Now this is a deck that I've been saying was going to be good this format, and we've only seen 1 so far top. I thought this deck was going to be better than what it's been doing. But this is
yeah,
a pretty spicy build. He's got the 1 Mega Gargamon Ace in there. Let's see. And what is this? This is the Rapidmon, the new Rapidmon. That's interesting. Let's see, what does it do? When Digivolving and on play, he de-digivolves 1. And then if you have Green Tamer, your opponent's effect can't leave this Digimon to the hand. So it's just there to de-digivolve 1. That's what it's there to do. He just wants to de-digivolve. And that new Metal Gray, yep, from the starter deck, from the structure deck, just gives security attack +1 to your guy. Let's see. Yeah, no, this for the most part pretty standard. Besides the Mega Gargamon and the Rapidmon, I think that's an interesting 2 interesting tech choices right there. That kind of obviously put him over the top to be able to win, get that top 16.
very, very. Well, guys, that is going to be time here. So if you enjoyed watching, listening, or doing whatever you're doing right now, while listening to the podcast, please let us know. Comment, like, subscribe, the notification bell. You know when cool things like this comes up, or our deck profile comes, or gameplay. Anything you want to say, David?
No, just keep commenting, letting us know what you like. Love your comments. Love to see it. Definitely influences some of our decisions on what we're going to put out, especially deck profile wise. If you guys request a deck, we're definitely going to make sure you guys can see it. And we want to provide you guys with the content you guys want to see. So the more you comment, the more you like, we'll be able to know what you guys want to see from us, and let us know how we're doing. We definitely appreciate all the feedback we can, especially comments about misplays here or there that we missed on some of those videos. Definitely, so that we can get better and provide you guys with better content.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. This was the Digimon Podcast. DigiNerds out.